We're in the garden. This is one of my favourite herbs at the moment. This is pigweed, otherwise known as purslane. And purslane, its Latin name is Portulaca oleracea. And Portulaca actually comes from the Latin poter, meaning to carry, and from lacca, meaning milk. So it says to carry milk, because if you break this off and you squeeze it, there's this clear or translucent milky fluid which will come out of the purslane. And not only that, but the leaves are in the shape of breasts, they reckon.
Really?
Yep. So that's its signature of nature.
Okay.
Is the fact that its leaves are shaped in breasts and there's a clear milky fluid which comes out of it. And they're very high. You know,
no wonder you like it.
The nourishment in this plant is very high in vitamin C.
Yeah.
It's very high in vitamin A. Vitamin C is your anti-poisoning, your poisoning protectant or anti-poisoning antioxidant, and vitamin A is your anti-radiation antioxidant. So it defends you from radiation. So it's high in those two. And I just found out recently, and this is why I love it so much. Not only does it have iron, it's a good source of iron, and these are all good in breast milk, but omega-3 fats. Omega-3 fats, a very good source of omega-3 fats, but very, very high in magnesium. And like lettuce, this is just an example. On one of my references for nutrients, lettuce has a rating of about 8,700 parts per million in magnesium, but purslane or pigweed has a rating of 18,900 parts per million. That's just phenomenal. And magnesium is essential for our nerve function in the body. It's used in about 300 different enzyme pathways for the assimilation of calcium and all these things. And because most people don't drink enough water, and they don't get enough living water in with their raw, natural living foods, they lose a lot of magnesium, because magnesium is really, it's contained in a well-hydrated body. And as soon as you start to get dehydrated, when you start to lose fluid in the body, your body dumps magnesium. And most of us are deficient in magnesium, yet it's very easy to get in, especially when you eat a lot of dark leafy greens. And purslane is one of the richest sources of magnesium that I know.
Wow, and so if you were going to add purslane to a green smoothie, how much would be an adequate or appropriate amount? Again,
you can do it as you wish. You could take a whole bunch of it and put it into a smoothie. It has oxalic acid in it, so they reckon maybe 120 milligrams a day. And this is again Isabel Shippard recommended maybe 120 milligrams or 120 grams a day. Sorry, 120 grams a day of purslane.
So in wet weight, if we just pick it and then weigh.
Yep. And you shouldn't have any problems. But I mean, you could take 120 grams. 120 grams would be a fair bit. You know, or you could just take a few sprigs and you can use it for a few days. Again, rotate your herbs around. But there's another example of purslane around here, and we'll see if we can show it.
So this is the other example of purslane?
Yep, so you can see here, this is actually called miner's lettuce, and this is just another form of purslane, and this grows wild like a weed all over the place. And this isn't a very bushy example, but yeah, you can just take this off and throw it in your smoothies, and it's very, very nutritious.
Does it have the same nutritional?
I'm not exactly sure, but it would be very similar, because the plants have a very similar genetic structure. So as you can see, they're not exactly the same, but it is still purslane.
Awesome.
Superfood.